Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast, hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful connecting with you, saying hi, hello, how do you do? What is happening with you? Blessings, 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 and more blessings are speaking to you. For those who will be live, yes, 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 let's do it. For those who will hashtag and replay it, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I could appreciate that. And for those who will be used by God at some point down the road to encourage this girl, let's make it do what it do. Make it do what it do. Uh, uh, so, um, so yeah, we are in our day 2. Clearly, I'm doing something else, right? But let me see. I might just let this go right now. So clearly, we are in day 2 of, really like living well, our living well series, knowing that, um, knowing that, what am I trying to do? Here we go. Knowing that it doesn't take a lot to live well, right? It doesn't take a lot to live well at all. It does not take a lot to live well. And so, welcome back. And so, as you think about this, we actually have so much available to us. And I think we live most in this country, most, not all, but many are consumed by consumption. Hey, Erica. Good morning, honey bun. We are consumed by consumption. And we have way more than we could ever really use. And there are people who could benefit from the overflow that we have. And the overflow that we have may actually be hindering our quality of life, meaning we don't have room for it. So it takes up space that hinders our inner peace, right? Because it's cluttered spaces, it's like cluttered minds, right? It takes up space. And so, but I'm going to make this statement and I'm going to backtrack on it. But it's not our fault. Or it's not only our fault. There's a whole machinery behind the fact that we are consumers the way that we are. I'm going to see if I can remember to tell you the psychology of consumerism or something. But it was intended. Y'all, it's so much that was insidiously intended for money to be made at our expense. So many things within this here country of ours. It's all about the dollar, all about the profit, and not about the wellness of. You just look at the healthcare industry, Look at the pharmaceutical industry. Good morning, Coop Coop. Hey, love you right back. And so I just invite us to stop and think about consumerism and see what role we're playing and how we can decide to take back our sensibilities around it. So living well, less is more. That's what I'm talking about today. So we have everything we need. Like we were supplied with everything that we need. Our basic needs are what we really need. Everything else is to titillate our senses, right? Really, to just have us to have a quick fix. I like this. I want this. I want this. I like this. But we don't need it. We really don't. And what does it cost us? So as I get older, I am just really discovering more and more what a waste of time, what a waste of energy, what a waste of resources so many things have. And let me just say, and as Black people, we suffer from it in a different way. One, if you ever want to go back and look at the commercials made by Sears, like look up the first Sears commercial targeted towards Black people, it'll piss you off, make you mad. Well, you choose. Let me just say, you got to choose mad. You know, it may be a little bit of a trigger, but you don't have to be mad about it. But anger is not a bad thing. Maybe it'll have you to take some actions of empowerment. But it basically said this thing like, if you tell, let's see, what were they calling us back then? Negro, colored person. Basically, the sales thing said if you tell them that they can't afford it, that, you might want to look over here because that's a little bit beyond. Then the Negro will do everything within their power. Is when they discovered that we were a market. And, we've been hooked ever since, y'all, in some ways. And when I say we, I'm saying general we, not all of us, of course, not all of us. But so there are some psychological things as to why Black folk in America buy the way that we buy. And, part of it is to prove worth and value and that we are just as good as, because for centuries, hundreds of years, we've been told that we're not as good. And so part of it that has become our culture is why we're so flamboyant. It's why we would go somewhere overdressed in a minute, or dress, overdressed is somebody's opinion, but you know what I mean. Gators and pinstripe suits and hats with feathers in it and sparkle down. We gonna sparkle it up. I love it. And I'm okay with something that was in reaction to, good morning, cousin, love you. I'm okay with something that was in reaction to, but then now we do it because we want to. See, if we're still doing it because we're trying to prove it to somebody, then we're still hooked. But if we're doing it now because it's just what we want to do, but let's be conscious about it. Let's be intentional about it, okay? Man, we will walk in somewhere in a sparkle down gown, sequin. Right. I love it. I love it. I really do. But also, it's important to know whether or not those things do they have us? Like, are we still following the script? Are we still being determined? Are our actions still being determined by what other people have said ought to be for us? You know, are we still lining their pockets? Are we still being driven by the system that desires not our betterment? Is that what's happening? So we've got to know. And in general, any of us, Black or not, are we, being driven by the jingles and the dings and the bright colors and the promises to feel better, to be better, you know, to be a part of, if we have this vehicle, if we live in this neighborhood, if we have this house, if we get this purse, if we have this shoe, if we, y'all, how many pair of shoes do you really need? I'm just saying, just the older that I get. And, this is a lesson that I would have liked to have gotten. I've gotten glimpses of it at different points in my life, but it didn't really stick. But it's one that I hope those under me can get quicker than I got it. Because there's a better use of your money than stuff. There's a better use. There's a better use. Now, I'd rather buy a first class ticket. And not because of the what do you call it? Prestige of first class. It ain't that at all. I'm not a small girl. I got hips and thighs and buttocks, and I want to be comfortable in my seat. Simple as that. I don't want to be a whole bunch of people breathing over me when I don't want to be trying to find an overhead compartment for my luggage. I don't. And and so I will spend extra money on a ticket because I do want to travel in comfort. And so I'm okay with that. Like, I do my own hair. Clearly, I'm not a designer girl. Well, y'all might not know clearly, but those who know. I'm not a designer girl at all. I will wear an outfit from Temu like it's from Rodeo Drive. I will wear Sam's Club's gym shoes. And I wasn't against Payless when Payless was here. I'm just saying, if it's comfortable, I will go to, what's the other shoe stores that, like this, Circus, it's something. But why I'm going to pay a whole bunch of money for a name or something? I ain't never going to own a red bottom. First of all, I'm not a heel wearer. I'm a comfort girl. My daughter-in-love bought me a pair of, what are those shoes? I don't know, but there's some sparkly gym shoes. I got a pair of black pair and a pair of white pair. I wear them a lot because they match my stuff, and I like sparkly, right? And I'm gonna order me a couple of more pairs because it's time for a new pair. But I am the mayor's office. Um, but yeah, so I just really feel like let's just make a better use of our time, our energy, of our space, of our finances, of our experiences. What's important? What's really important in life? Living well. What's important? Healthy relationships with yourself, with God, however you refer to God. A spiritual life, a healthy spiritual life is imperative. Um, um, Healthy relationships with money, with food, with exercise, connections, you know, what you focus your energy on, what you talk about, what you think about, where you go, who you do it with, all the things matter, right? All of those things matter. And so I really invite you to just think about. Good morning, Juanita, and welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Juanita, I don't know if you've been on before, but everybody welcome Juanita. Just in case she's not been on before. I don't recall her name. But just living well. What does it take for you to live well? What you focus your attention on matters. It really matters. You're welcome. You're welcome. It really matters. I mean, thank you, Erica. No, I'm new. Okay, thank you and welcome. Thank you for being here. So if you just think about, really some things don't make a lot of sense, y'all, but it's the things we've normalized in the West that we will, pay hundreds of dollars for a name brand tennis shoe. That's all marketing. A lot of times those shoes don't even feel good. They're not even comfortable. They're just stylish. And, I'm not against style, but I am against being manipulated. I'm against manipulation. So if we're doing it because we want to do it and we've got some benefit from doing it, do it. But be aware, be conscious. Know that this is what you're doing. Thank you, Coop Coop. Know that this is what you're doing, right? Like, I buy a lot of books. I love reading. I love information. I love growth. I love expansion. All those things. And I used to buy a lot of, what else did I used to buy a lot of? I don't know. But anyway, you get the message that I'm giving you today. Let's be conscious about what we do. Let's know that we're not being bamboozled, hoodwinked, that we're not being lulled into sleep with something that makes us feel good and we're really not good. Like, that we're really not good. You know what I mean? Let's do what really serves our soul. Let's do what really helps us to be well internally and to have amazing relationships. Gratitude is a secret weapon. Find something that in your life that's serving you well and be so grateful for it. If you can't think of nothing, just think about the fact that you get to breathe every day, especially those of us who can breathe without help for breathing. Like, I'm a little stuffy, but let me tell you, I was more stuffy, very much more last week this time. So I'm grateful for the level of ability to breathe today. So I love you. I'm sending love your way. We need more love in the world. Let's add some more love intentionally. Let's be on purpose. I love you. I appreciate you. Amen. Amen. At the moment that God gave us our breath, we forfeited the right to not be amazing. You and I just don't have the right to not be amazing because we are. Okay? We all are. Sometimes we don't know it and sometimes we don't act like it, but we are nevertheless. Have a fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 5:40 to 6 a.m., Monday through Friday. Bye-bye for now. Have a great one, everyone.